Good evening. It is Thursday, May the 8th, and that means it's time for another Stampin' Up! Demonstration. My name is Patience, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Maumelle, Arkansas. And of course, I've just get started, and my pup is wanting the attention. Like he doesn't get attention all day long. Anyway, this is Cruz, and I'm going to try to do my demonstration with him here at my feet. Quit. Okay, I am in Maumelle, Arkansas. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and tonight I'm going to show you the it's a mega suite. It has 2 stamp sets, 2 die sets, all kinds of fun stuff. But I have a card class to go, and I'm going to demonstrate those cards. And I am running late, so let's go ahead and go down to my table and let me show you what I've got. I can get this done. Okay, so hope I don't make you dizzy. This is my messy craft table. I'll show you my beautiful in-color cards that I have made. And I did a little short video that says, what are you waiting for? And I showed you all the cards. Strawberry Slush, Darling Duckling. Let's see, Strawberry Slush, Darling Duckling, Timid Tiger, Secret Sea, and Cloud Cover. And I am looking for my post out here so that I can see if there's anyone watching. Let's see. Here we go. See if I can pull that up. Here we go. Okay. So glad you are joining me, and I will have this video on YouTube when I'm done. But first of all, let me go ahead and show you the first card we're going to make. And it is a card that I did for a swap. Let's see. Let's go to the page in the catalog. This is it. It's Florals in Bloom. Oh, and I put some of my favorite colors on my catalog. That way, if it's laying anywhere amongst my stuff, I can find it. So aren't these cards just beautiful? I love it. And one thing about this particular suite of products, it has almost all the in colors in it. And I really, really like it. It goes with our new in color dots, and you can see I've used quite a few of those. But let me go ahead and get started on the cards. This is the first card, and Cruz found a noisy toy. There we go. Let me get that. Put that up on the table. And by the way, here's his toy. It's an old jam jar with some safety pins in it. So anyway, I'm taking that away from him. He's got something else already. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get started to show you. Now, when you get a card kit from me, it will have everything in there, everything die cut that is not a part of the bundle that I'm showcasing. Now, these particular die cuts are included in the Sweet Blooms. This particular one is Sweet Blooms. And these die cuts are there, so I won't be die cutting those for you, but I will be sending you the squares and everything you need to die cut. I went ahead and, for purposes of this video, die cut what I needed. Not on every card, so there will be a little bit of die cutting. So, but first of all, I like to get my stamping out of the way, and I'm going to use Summer Splash. This card base is Summer Splash. And I'm looking for my ink. Okay, here's my ink over where it should be. And I need a placemat. Let's get this placemat here. That way I'm not stamping all over my table. I'm going to do the inside of the card first. Let's see. You need to be a little closer down here. There we go. And this is full strength. It's strength. It is not stamped off. And stamped off just means that you ink and then stamp and then stamp. But this is going to be full strength. And I'm just actually going to stamp this just across the bottom. Doesn't have to be perfect. Does not have to be lined up. So there we go. That will be the inside of the card. Now, on the front of my card base, I have 2 lines of this same pattern on each side of the DSP. So let me find the DSP that goes with this card. I just pulled it all out. Here it is. It's going to go across the card somewhere in the center. So I'm going to put this right there to line it up and then just start stamping. This is also full strength. Does not have to be in a straight line. Then I'm also going to do the same thing across here. I love the abstract portion of these stamps because you can create anything you want. And I'll show you because I use that same abstract pattern on another card. So, hey, Pam. Glad you could join me. Pam is my biggest cheerleader. I love her comments and her questions. She's always got great questions. And if I don't have the answer, I try to find it for her. Okay, so now I just adhered that to the center of the card. I'm going to stamp. Let me go ahead and put this on the inside too before I lose it amongst all my paper. Got lots of paper on my desk. Okay. Okay, what's next? I want to stamp. All the measurements will be in the card kit also. And if you're on my team, you will get the tutorial. I have it all printed out, and I will post that tutorial on our team page. You get that for free. And I love it that my upline shares her tutorials with us also. So I do the same thing. So now I'm going to get the sentiment, and it's "You Make Me Smile." I'm going to ink that up, and I'm going to put it to the left of this because I have the flower is going to go over there. So there you go. Also, when you get a kit, you will get enough to make 2 cards of each one, and this kit will have 4 different designs. And I'm looking for my snips. Here we go. So I'm going to flag the end of this, and to flag it, you're just going to put a little snip and then go from the corner to the center where you snip that. I think I'll turn that over. Easier for me to cut. There we go. Now, I'm going to adhere this to about the center of this. Okay, one thing I am including in the card kit that I realized once I had already die cut all this. Here is the flower, and then here is the accents for the flower. I am going to, for this kit, I'm going to put adhesive backing sheet on this, and you just peel it off and it will stick. I did not do that for this, and I should have, but in your card kit, it will be that way. And when you die cut it, it will have the adhesive sheet on it, and it'll make it easier for you to put this small piece onto this flower. Now, there are natural curves on this flower that this goes on, and so I did two-tone. I did Fresh Freesia and Petunia Pop. And I've seen the same thing with the yellow flowers and daffodil. And it looks really good like this. But it also looks good if you do the same color, Fresh Freesia and Fresh Freesia, because it gives it some texture. So we are going to put the flower here. But before we do that, I'm going to get my little fauna here, my leaves, and use a little bit of glue. That may have been just too much there. And you'll have to forgive me. I hear Cruz with another toy. You know, he's only 9 months old, still a baby. And now he's over by my blinds up under my table. So, he's a sweetie. All right, so I'm going to put this almost to the end of the card, not going off. And then I'm going to pop this up with Stampin' Dimensionals. So, this card is essentially done. There we go. Now, I said that, and I want to get, I want to put some of these beauties on there. I think I'm going to do the cloud cover. I love the cloud cover color, and it, oops, not going to go on like that. I don't have my Take Your Pick tool right with me. It's actually on the table because I had a card class last Sunday, and I still have not cleaned up my dining room table from that card class. Okay, this is card number 1. Okay, next. I get all my stuff. Okay, the next one we are going to use Timid Tiger and Shy Shamrock, as well as Peach Pie. And I'm going to wash my stamps right quick because I'm using some of the same stamps. This is a Stampin' Scrub. I don't know if it carried over to the new catalog, but I love it. I love my Stampin' Scrub. All right. Let's see. Do I need to wash anything else? Okay. So for this one, here is the card. And this is the one I'm going to be die cutting this at the table because I can't stamp it and die cut it because I got to show it to you. So here's that abstract piece, and here is the abstract piece. So Cruz, buddy, you're just making too much noise. All right, we are going to not use that one. Hold on. This is the inside. Let's go ahead and do the inside. Peach Pie. And the inside, I literally stamped off and made light. Oh, let's see. I'm going to do it this way. And then, let's see. I'm going to use Shy Shamrock for the leaves. And I'm stamping it. I hope I've got that in the frame. There we go. Stamping and then stamping off. So, just a little something to put on the inside of the card. And this particular card is cut at 4 1/4 by 11. So, and then it's scored at 5 1/4. And if you do not know how to cut cardstock, I have a great video, and it's called How to Cut Cardstock. And it is on my YouTube channel. So you can find that at notesfrompatience.com. All right, so now let's go to the front of the card again. The front of the card, I start with Timid Tiger. And I'm going to put it near the top, so I'm going to go ahead and put that on. And some people do all their stamping first. I'm doing as I pick it up off the table. I think I cut this wrong. I sure did. Let me cut a piece of paper. And it is supposed to be 5, I think it's, no, it's supposed to be 4 1/4. There we go. I'm looking at my PDF. 4 1/4 by 4 1/4 by 2 1/4. And you will get 2 of these to stamp with, to stamp on. Okay. Whew. All right. So that will go right there once we finish stamping it. So, Shy Shamrock. And then we're going to stamp, no wait, we need to start with Timid Tiger first. Do the flowers first. I found this out when I made the first card. You want to stamp your flowers first so that when you go and stamp your stems, that you kind of know where to stamp your stem. And that way, it just looks good. It means you put it together right. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to do my flower first. And if you'll notice, let me find that card. The flowers are up a little bit and then down. So we're going to stamp the flowers and then we're going to stamp the peach pie on here also. So let me do that in the center so I can get that in the center. Yeah, looks good enough. And then gonna come down. And then I'm going to come down. There we go. So then I'm going to take my peach pie and stamp off again and put my abstract images on here. And I just did that. I'm kind of making my own DSP. My own designer paper. Okay. So now, let me get the Shy Shamrock over here. And see if I can line this up now that I've stamped everything. Woohoo. Okay. There we go. And it is not, the stems actually are not touching the flower. They're just kind of in between there. I got that a little off, but this is pretty busy, so it's gonna not matter. Okay, there we go. And then I took the small frond, that one, and stamped off. Just put that right there. Gave it a little more greenery down here at the bottom without taking away from the main stamped image. Okay, and you can do as little or as much as you want. Okay, and so we're finished with that part, but before I adhere this, I'm going to stamp Let Joy. And I just realized I did this in a different color, but we're going to go with it. I sure did. I did it in a different color. So this may be petal pink, and I believe it is petal pink, but that's okay. We will fix it. Okay, let me find the stamp set and get Let Joy out. Gotta let Joy out of there. And use Timid Tiger and stamp Let Joy. Okay, and then I'm going to keep that out and get my scrap piece of paper that we are going to stamp the word bloom on, and then we will die cut that. Bloom. So we're going to Let Joy Bloom. And if you die cut anything, you're going to want to get your Post-it note tape to help you line up the die. Now, this die for me was hard to line up, but it is, and this may not work out. Some people take their die cut and cut it out and put it on their Stamparatus. But you line it up with these outside dots that have ink in it. So we're going to try that. Oops, I moved it. Here we go. All right, let's hold our tongue the right way. Hold your breath. Let's die cut that while I shake the table with my die cut machine. All right, now when everyone's mini cut and emboss machine is different. I use my gray plate, and some people use their white plate. Trying to keep from shaking the table so much. My gray plate goes in and goes in so smooth, so that's why I use the gray plate. Okay, let's see how this turned out. I don't have my take your pick tool with me to poke this out. There goes the center. Woohoo! May not be able to get this out of here without my take your pick tool. Ah, there we go. Oh, look at there, look at there. I stamped it and it came out really well. I love it. Now, why did I stamp it and then cut it out? Because you don't have to do that. But you could also, let me do this. Let me get the other die cut out. We'll just die cut another bloom, the outline of it, which I think that's what I should have done. I made these cards quite a while ago. And I just did my tutorial this week. So, let's start over here. And let's die cut an outline. And I don't have to have the post-it note tape for that. You know, I think I'm gonna like this better. You could even do it in white and put the bloom on top of the big outline. It's probably what I should have done, is stamped the bloom on there. Yes, that's what I should have done. Let's stamp it. See if I can stamp it like this. Okay, where did my... Here it is. Woohoo! I'm flying by the seat of my pants now, aren't I, Pam? Woohoo! But that's what you do when you're creating cards. You just make it. But on my card kit, it will have the definite instructions on there because I do have it done already. Okay. I bet this looks so much better. Oop, here it is, still stuck. How about that? Yes. Yes. Okay. So now let's go back to our card base. And put our flowers on here. And there will also be a linen bow, and I will have the linen bow tied for you. And then let's see if I've got any dimensionals cut here. Let me cut these mini, well, these aren't mini, these are regular size. I'm down to the bones on this one, and I use those. I don't know about you. But I use every bit of my dimensionals. Sorry about that. I got a phone call. right in the middle of live. Alrighty. All right, one more skinny dimensional here for the M down there on the end. Okay, then we're going to pop this up. I like to give it some definition because the only other thing popped up on this is the linen bow. Haven't got it out here yet, but I will. Oops. If I had my take your pick tool, this would be a lot easier. Okay, so let joy bloom. And then I grabbed the wrong thread. That's not linen. And red. That's not linen. Here we go. I was running a little late because I had training with Cruz today, and we drive to Mount Vernon, and that's about 35 minutes away. And I was just running late, coming back from that and getting all my supplies together for you. All right, so we straighten that up. And let's get a mini glue dot here. Now sometimes I will have time to go ahead and make your bow and put it on a mini glue dot for you. But I'm not going to promise. Not going to promise. All right. Whew, second card now. I just looked at my instructions, and this is petal pink, and we will do petal pink, and that is also petal pink. So we'll get that fixed for the card kit. But either way, it turns out to be a pretty beautiful, colorful card. Okay, next card is Hello Lovely. Now, I like the way this is made because it showcases all our paper. And it is easy to see the paper. Hey, Liz. It is easy to see all the paper because it's just 1 inch by 4. Now, this is not every bit of the paper. And we also are stamping You Make Me Smile on the inside. So, let's go ahead and do the stamping. You Make Me Smile, and that is in Secret Sea, which is one of our new in colors. And Secret Sea is a deep, I want to say a deep blue. It's more of a blue charcoal color. And it's a great neutral color. It will go with almost anything. Okay, we're not finished with stamping. We've got to stamp Hello, because the Lovely is 2 different die cuts. So let's stamp the Hello. Here we go. Here's the card kit. We stamp Hello, and I think we're just going to fussy cut. Fussy cut that out. Here we go. Hello. Okay. Hello. Yeah, like that. Look, I've already got ink all over me. Hello. There we go. That's it. Oh, I've got ink all over my table too. I'll be cleaning that. All right, so I did not realize this, but I made 2 of my cards with the card base of Cloud Cover because I really like the color, so I guess I just kept pulling that out. Let me go ahead and put this on the inside. And then I'll show you how easy it is to make this card front. Now, I did go ahead and die cut my Lovely. And I've got all my pieces cut here. There's my hello, don't want to lose that. Let me make sure I got different pieces to showcase for you. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here we go. So, let's just do it this way. Let me make sure I have some on the ends. Now, I am not going to line it up. It's going to be a little crooked here and there. I'm going to go ahead and put this one on the end. Make sure I don't run out of room. Let's see. Is that the same as that one? It is. Where is the other? Here it is. There we go. And then I think this print in here is about my favorite. Right there. I like that. All right. So let's put the hello up on dimensionals. I know I've got a better package of dimensionals around here somewhere. Here we go. Okay, is your craft desk like mine? Everything is within reach and gets covered up, and dimensional backings just everywhere. All right, let's put hello right there. So I am not going to pop up hello Lovely. We're going to use our green glue. Here is the outline, and here is the Lovely. So get my green glue back out here. And if you have a small glue applicator that you like to use instead, absolutely. See if I can get it. Oops, yep, don't want to squeeze too much out there. And this is where I learned the adhesive sheets work wonders. And that will come in your kit. An adhesive sheet for you to put on the back of your Secret C so that it will be easy to apply to the outline. So I'm going to start on the left here and shake my way through it. I can get this up. I can't. There we go. All right. Get all those little glue spots sticking. And then, same thing with the white. There will be adhesive sheet on the back. Liz, how's everything in Cabot? How's everything in Morrilton? I was in Morrilton today, got my hair cut. It was a quick trip. I had to get back so I can get stuff done so I could take Cruz to training back in Mount Vernon. So I burned up some mileage today. Okay. So hello, Lovely. And you just stick that down, set it over to dry. Now, I didn't put any embellishments on this because it is busy. And if you put embellishments on it, it may make it busier. But I like it the way it is, showcasing all the different pieces of DSP. So, who did I go to in Morrilton? I went to Christy Fornash. Her and her husband live down on 49. And the name of her business is Salon Blue. I think. Or Blue Salon. Something like that. Okay, the next card, I am not prepared. So I'm just going to let you know on the front end. I'm not prepared on that one. Actually, I am prepared. Just not as prepared as I need to be. Okay, and I'm trying to pull out. Here we go. Here's a finished card. This is a fun fold, and it's on Secret C. And you open it up like this. And it's got my favorite paper. And it says, have joy. Now, we do not have a stamp in this Sweet Blooms or the, Sweet Blooms. We do not have a stamp that says, have joy. We have one that says, let joy and have a lovely day. So, what I did was inked up only the part that I wanted. And I'm going to go ahead and put this card together. I have pieces, and you'll have the dimensions here. But you're going to score your card here and turn it over, score it there, because it is going to fold like this. So I will have it scored, and you will see where to fold it. Okay? And then the other pieces are your strips of the Secret C, the cloud cover, and your piece here and on cloud cover. And then you will put it together and it will look like this. Now, I thought when I opened it up, it just looked a little bare, so I went ahead and put some more DSP right here. So, yes, and I had not burnished this yet. But the best way to put this one together is with green glue. Let me pull that part out. Here we go. Have joy. Now, you could put it in the middle, the top. I think I'll put this one in the middle. Have joy. And you see, you're only going to put glue on the right side so that you could open it up. So that's what I'm going to do. And while that is setting up, I will show you how I stamped have joy. Okay, so have joy. Put that in the center. And let's just put a block on it and put it over to the side. Okay, so let me get 2 blocks out here. And let me get those stamps out. Let joy I already had out. Let me wash that right quick. And the other one is have a. Here we go. Have a. Okay. So do I have a circle die cut? I do. My die cut fairy makes sure that I am fully prepared for things like this. So Secret C, I chose that again because I love that color. Have a. Now when I stamped the circle, I have I did the sentiment first so that I knew where the flowers are. Now you see how I'm just inking up the part that I want? Have joy. Okay. Now, on my flowers, I think that's set up now, I used Berry Burst to match that. Let me get that out right quick. And that is in your Pretty Florals. It's a 2-step stamp. Here's my flowers. here is the back. Let me grab Berry Burst. Cruz has finally settled down. He's sitting here staring at me. Okay, let me get my little, what am I looking for? Here we go. Let me get this to stamp on so it'll stamp on my table. My other one is somewhere around here. Okay, so it was easier for me to stamp the outlines of the flowers first. Okay, and then to go back and fill in with Berry Burst, I stamped off. And then these line up really well. And I said that I'm kind of off, but I'm not up right above my stamp either. But you really can't tell. I think it looks good. Let me try this one. Let me see if I can line it up a little better without getting in the camera. There we go. Yay! Perfect. So, you can't have a perfect stamp every time, but you could try. Alrighty, so now I want Summer Splash. And then I believe I used Old Olive. Let me look at the tutorial. Yes, Old Olive. But with Summer Splash, I did full strength, and I only did one on each side, because I didn't want to overwhelm that. And let me wash that right quick and grab Old Olive. Old Olive. Okay, so full strength Old Olive and then stamp off. You can use Granny Apple Green too, because it's also in this DSP. There we go. So that's how I stamped that. Now let's put some, since this is dry. Yes. Now make sure I don't get ink all over it. Where are my, here we go, my embellishments. I put Cloud Cover and Secret Sea on here. So Secret Sea and one Cloud Cover. Of course, you could put any embellishment you have on there, whatever you like. So there is that card. So that is all 4 cards. Let me get them out here. I think that was 4 cards. Yes. Had to find them. So here are the 4 cards. And this is Petal Pink. I demoed with Timid Tiger, but I do have Petal Pink in my card kits. So, and this is a fun fold. I have no idea what it's called, but that's it. And yes, Cruz does wonder who I talk to, because I'm not talking in a voice to him, but, you know, he gets used to me talking in here. Okay, let me turn that back up to me. Okay, here I am, crazy, crazy hair. Okay, thanks for joining me, and I will have this loaded up on YouTube, because after 30 days, Facebook deletes them. But if you want this card kit, we have a new catalog, and spend $40 with me and you get this card kit for free, and you will make 8 cards. And that is 2 of each design. I'll have a color tutorial that I will email to you, and you can print it out, and I'll have a link for that. And I think that's all I've got tonight. I don't like to be staying on here very long. Oh yeah, wait, one more thing. We do have a join special. This is May of 2025, and there's a join special, and it's our biggest one that I've seen since I've been a demo in 10 years. It's $165 in product for only $99 plus tax. Free shipping and all kinds of stuff. You get a perk for being a demo. You get your 20% off. And if you have other demos that you want to make a team, build a business, do that. If you don't want to build a business, there is no obligation. No obligation to do card classes, anything. You just buy for you. So anyway, that's all I got to say about that right now. I would love to be your demonstrator here in Arkansas. My name is Patience, and y'all have a good evening. Bye-bye.